Hi everyone, welcome to Craft Addict K. I am Carla and welcome to my channel. This is a channel about cross stitch. Every now and then I throw in some other crafts and talk about books. Today is going to be mostly about cross stitch and it's my September wrap up. Today is September 30th, 2024. It is Monday, last day in September. So I'm going to talk about what you see behind me. I've been a little busy organizing and doing some things. Got some new games to show. You can see my my circle light is shining back here. We'll fix that. But we'll talk more about the boards after we go through the whips. And then we'll talk about my new spinner game I'm really excited about. Been testing it this month. We'll talk all about it and I'll get it set up so that you can see what we're doing on the boards. So in the meantime, I do want to say, as anybody probably knows, that we had this horrific hurricane that has hit Miss Helene, not sure even how they're pronouncing it. It looks like Helen with an E on the end, but it has really impacted Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, especially Asheville. I'm seeing a lot of videos regarding Asheville as of today, and Florida. Don't forget Florida, impact of Florida as well. But I think I saw a total of 119 deaths so far, and they're expecting that number to continue to rise. There's a lot of problems getting help into some of those areas. Being that I am from Western Pennsylvania and I have family in North Carolina, I can relate. It's windy, twisty, mountainous roads. But they had some low valleys and some, it's not a metropolis, that's for sure. So just my prayers and thoughts are with those people that are out there now that probably have no electricity, having trouble getting food. It's definitely, my husband and I have been talking this weekend about our own preparedness. You know, there's just so many things going on in the world, and are we prepared as we could be or should be? I don't can. I think I'm going to take that back up again next year, however. I'm going to give it a valiant effort, at least. I hope so. And just a lot of things in the world. But let's talk about some. So my prayers are with those that are impacted by this storm. I hope that people find their loved ones. Mother Nature can be a real, can't say it on this channel. So I won't say it on this channel. But what I will talk about is some positive things. So positive things, Rachel is back from her Arizona leadership course. Yay! And she has been picked up for a warrant officer candidate school. So I'm very excited about that. She is going to be going to Alabama once she gets her class dates to fly helicopters or learn how to fly helicopters, and will be going from National Guard to active duty Army. She currently outranks my rank that I had, and her dad and her grandfather had when we were in the military. So she makes sure to let us know that. And she's very excited about this opportunity that she got picked up for. So prayers for her safety is always welcome. If you want to share those, that would be fantastic. I think she watches the channel intermittently. That's how she can keep up with what's going on. So that's all the personal stuff. Let's talk about the crafty stuff. I have watched some YouTubers, and I want to get those, talk about those real quickly right off the bat. Lydia's Leisurely Stitching. If you're not watching her, I encourage you to. She is probably finishing, I would say, this month, if she hasn't already finished, her A Place of Her Own, which she enabled me to purchase and start. I have not kept up with it. It's a very big heaven and earth design. And she has been taking it to different retreats with her. So hats off to her that she can stitch on something like that at retreats. I also want to give a shout out to Stitchy Witch. Her name is Carla. She is from Scotland. And Lydia, Carla, and this Carla, mine is with a K, hers is with a C, we are going to get together and work on Once Upon a Fairy Tale that I call the red dress Sal because, or the red dress, because it's the girl going through the door. It's not the Amy Stewart Once Upon a Fairy Tale. It's the other Once Upon a Fairy Tale. And I can't remember right now who the artist is. But I know it's through Heaven and Earth Designs. And she's going through the door, and I have a plan for it. I want to put it outside my door waving, I'm talking with my hands. But I'm going to put it up on my door coming in here. So I have a plan for it, but it's about 400 and some thousand stitches. That's all. But we're going to be working on that over the next year and kind of motivating each other, and we're making it a SAL so that we can use it in a lot of our groups. So I also want to point out, if you haven't watched her yet, Jen the Caffeinated Crafter, she has yet another plan in the works. She's always got plans. She does motivate me in her plans, and I enjoy watching her videos because she does touch a lot of whips. She has a lot of plans. She tracks a lot of things. But her most recent one, she's playing Monopoly game, and I think it's very interesting, and it's very inclusive of the people that follow her along with her. Some of them have decided that they were going to pick their own part of the Monopoly, like they're going to be the shoe or the cat, and whatever she rolls, they're going with that with their own whip. So they have a Monopoly whip that they're playing along with her. And so she could be playing Monopoly with thousands of people out there that are following her that have opted to use one of her 4 pieces that she's playing Monopoly basically by herself in her house. And a new person for me called Becky's Madness for Crafting. I thought it was really interesting. And it's new for me. I think she's got 30 or 40 videos out, and I think it's her and her husband. But it's very interesting. I've seen a couple of her videos. Really enjoyed the whips that she was working on. She has some samplers. She's got some full coverages. She's got big plans. She's getting ready to celebrate their anniversary, so she's picked an anniversary piece. So, you know, I'm sorry if you're getting a reflection from the light. I tried to position myself so you wouldn't have the light, but then I think I'm in shadow, so I'm not sure. So check out Becky's Madness for Crafting. And if I forget to put the links in the description box, please feel free to email me anytime. I do respond to emails. I do read if you leave a comment, I do read your comments. Every now and then I'll pull a random winner out of the comments for no apparent reason other than I just felt like it that day. So it is nice if you leave a comment that I know that you've been here and that you've seen my video and you've enjoyed it. So let's talk. We have had, on this board, you can see I had 5 starts for the month of September. Out of those 5, I've had 4 finishes. I think all 3 of them were starts and finishes. And one of them was a start at the end of August, and it was a finish in September. Of course, they're all small, but a finish is a finish, and they all count, right? So I'm hoping. The reason why I had so many is because my, and I might not even have them here with me. That would be unfortunate, but I don't think I even brought them here with me. So I'll have to show those to you next time because I don't even know what I did with them. They are ornaments. Isn't that a coinky-dink? I wonder what I did with them. Well, let's just go on to my other new start. I can show you that one. It is from Silver Creek Samplings, Pun Cushions, Pillow of Pun Cushions. And you can see all the really cute puns. This one, and I can't show you without showing you the pattern, so I'm not going to show you the pattern. But of course, it's right on the book spine. This one is called Crispy Bacon. And I started this on scrap fabric that I had. And I decided I wasn't sure if my fabric was going to be wide enough. So I decided, well, what the hey, let's just do it 1/1. So that's what I started doing. And let's see if I can, nope, sorry, don't want to use that. I will get this together at some point. Let me see if I can just do this. Okay. And this is where I've gotten. So that's crispy. There's a little piggy down here. There's 2 eggs up there. I believe there's 2 eggs down here with the word bacon when I get it stitched. And I started the outline of Mama Pig. And we got a little bird flying. So there you go. That's 1/1 crispy bacon. And this is just a scrap fabric. I actually had this left from Witch that I finished a few years ago. I trimmed this off the end and I had serged it, and it just kind of sits because I don't get rid of anything. And it's on my my Nurge frame to help keep my fabric tight while I'm stitching on it, but it's not going to be big because that's the bottom of it. So, doesn't show up very well. There you go. I can get up closer. But that is crispy bacon. This would probably be better if I put this something plain behind it. There we go. I don't know. It's kind of cute. And it's a little bit of a challenge because in order for me to stitch on this, I need to pull out the magnifier. Because not only is it a linen, so not all the threads are evenly spaced, I have no idea what count it is. So I'm just kind of winging it. And I was using just a scrap that I had and decided that's kind of cute. And I took it with me. So my in-laws got remarried this past September, and so I was looking for hand projects to take with me. And I finished a snowman. I finished a North Pole sign. I finished a piece on Earth sign. And I finished the Happy Frog. And I don't have any of them here. But what I'll do, since I forgot to bring them here and not sure what I did with them, is I will insert their pictures here. So at least you can see a picture if you would so desire. That way we can keep going. The other project that I worked on, and this is in no particular order. So crispy bacon, I did 896 stitches on. Happy Frog got 299 stitches. The ornaments in total, I did 672, and 11 of the 25 finished. Those ornaments came from the advent calendar that my sister got me that had 25 ornaments for 25 days in the little pillow boxes, and she kitted them all up separately and individually, which was great because I just kind of grabbed a handful of them and threw them into a bag and took them with me on my road trip. The next project I will share, my WIP, is called Seeking Refuge. Seeking Refuge will look like this when it's done. Now pay close attention. I am debating on whether I want to take off this black section on the bottom and just leave the flowers there to tie in with the flowers on top, or not to do anything. I just don't know that the black does a whole lot of anything. What do you think? Please tell me in the description below, because I'm going to show you where I'm at. I did 3,829 stitches. This is a design by the Scarlet House. I started it as a birthday start, June 10th of 2020. It was the year of the COVID, the year of the vid. It's not ironed. Sorry, not sorry. I don't have time to iron. I got stitching to do, right? I'm going to try and use one of my boards here and see. I didn't pull out a board. I need to get better at doing that. Let's see if I can make this work. Sorry, bear with me a second. Please, if you please. So, this is where I am. So, I changed this color on the top because the color it called for is like a chalk, what is it? Whitewash. And I changed it to Weeks Dye Works Straw. And the reason why I changed it is because when I put whitewash on this fabric, it blended. I couldn't see it. I finished the house just this week. That was a big finish for me. It's a lot of stitching. And I turned on the light here, and I turned on the light down here. So there's always somebody in different rooms of my house. This section was done. I added all of this on, did the green, started the words. You can see I got my thread parked here because I didn't quite finish the word nurture. So what this pattern will say when it's done, or this design, it says, when the world seems to be out of control, I find a way to nurture my soul. Seeking refuge with needle and thread, the angst and anxiety no longer I dread. And that spoke to me during COVID, during lock-ins, and all the things. And so this became my birthday start. And so my question is, do I finish the words, call it a day, maybe put another row like this along the bottom and not do the flowers or the green? Do I do that, or the black? Do I do that instead? Or do I do maybe another row of diamonds here and do green diamonds underneath the words? Or do I do like the pattern says? Tell me below what you would do, because I'm struggle bussing and I'm not really sure. what I want to do with that one. So this just is a random piece of fabric that I had. It is 32 count Lugana. Basically, it's just like a pale white cream colored Lugana. And that's really about all I can tell you about that. So, Seeking Refuge. I had fun. This is definitely going to be a finish soon, if not the next time it comes out to get worked on. The next WIP, you have not seen this one yet this year, and this would be Alligator Girl. So this is by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. It is a Heaven and Earth design. I have done 1,090 stitches on her since bringing her out this time. Sorry for the shadow. I still can't figure out where it's coming from. So what I did this time was I finished this row, that blue section, came over, started again, and I'm going across Royal Row method. So I started again with this here and working my way across. So that's where I'm at. This one is one of the ones that you will see again throughout the year because it is one of the ones that I want to get some progress on. And we will talk more about that whenever we get to what's going on those boards behind me. So this is Land of the Free. This is by Willow Hill Samplings, and Kimberly Mueller is the artist. I don't think, hold on, I have my working copy in here. So this is my working copy. I made a bunch of conversions, just so you know. So you can see that's what it was supposed to look like. I have made a lot of conversions on this. I am using, here's my floss. I am using a lot of the Victoria Motto flosses. Oop. Victoria Motto. You will notice those colors. I've been trying to incorporate those into the houses. And on Land of the Free, I have 1,092 stitches in it. And this is where I'm at. Sorry, I'm trying to balance it. I always feel like I'm just off when I'm trying to video. I need Samantha's extra hands, and tried to get the hubby to help me out, but he's not doing that. So I didn't finish the house, but I did get the house built. I got to do the windows yet. And that's really what most of my stitching was on this time. So 1,092 on this project. This is another one that you're going to see more of in the years to come because it has made it into my 2025 free citizen, my free citizen plan. Remember, my WIPs are in prison. They're on parole. Some of them are free citizens that are going to get most of my attention. Some people are sending their projects on vacation. They're sending them to the airport. Some people are just stitching on everything, which is great too. This is Dressed Monkey on the Throne, I can tell. By the way, this is my bag from Tiffany with Black Cat X Stitchery. She makes me scroll bags, which I truly appreciate because it's got inner liner, outer liner, and I am not a sewer by any means. So Dressed Monkey on the Throne is from X Stitchery shop on Etsy, and I have one here. I did 2,114 stitches. So this is what it will look like, or what she will look like. And I asked a question last week last video is what would you name her? And I got some really good names, but I think the one I like the most is Lucy. Loocy, because, you know, we had this whole story. Here is Miss Lucy. So this time when I had her out, I worked on all of this brown over here. I brought her dress and her arms down more. You can see it's starting to fill in. But we had this whole talk about when you drink your coffee from Starbucks, it ultimately ends up in the bathroom where you take a poo-poo. So that would cause you to become very loosey. So this is on an Aida fabric of oatmeal Aida that I had. It just happened to be the right size. This was all started as a joke with a group of us in Virtual Stitchers. I'm still working on mine. I know Glenna finished hers, and this will be a finish, I hope, in the next year. So it's one of those ones that is free. So that's where we're at. It will get more attention. And I'm doing this one 2/1. So, and I'm doing full crosses on my projects. So that would be Dressed Monkey. I'm working through my stack here behind me. This one, let me look at my card, is on Grace Notes Fabrics. It is Deadly Aquarium. It's on 32 count Sarah. It is 2/2. The only thing I have left to do is all of the back stitching. I have not done any of the back stitching. I should have loosened this up some more. So sorry this isn't out of the scroll rod, but I really thought I was going to get some back stitching done this week, and other projects have called to me, and so I haven't. So I will get the back stitching done before the new year. This will not go into next year. So it was a fun stitch. So if you ever have the opportunity to do a Lola cross, she's excellent with her, how she plans it out. They are pattern keeper friendly, and she does a fantastic job. She even puts like catch up times in between. So you're not, I kept up with this out. Like I said, other than doing the back stitching, that's all I have left. So this has been so much fun. And I'm trying to turn it so you can kind of see. So the last clue was the crocodile over here. But you see the skull and the helmet. I have my grandfather was a Navy diver, and he wore a helmet like this. I have a picture of him. He had passed before I was born, but still, I never got to know him. I got his pictures, but there's a little pond, like a little water pool over here. And my husband thinks this looks like Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's actually a narrow-nosed ghost shark. So this was a lot of fun to stitch, and a lot of color variants, and it was a mystery, so you didn't know what you were stitching. And I have lots of Sarah fabric left now that I'll be able to do some other pieces. But that was fun. Only thing I got to do, like I said, is the back stitch, which is the part that I probably dread the most. So I'm definitely going to have to make myself do the back stitch. But I want to do it on like a weekend that I'm here and I can be focused and not be running around. Okay, so Deadly Aquarium got 1,617 stitches. Guess what this one is? My US travel shelf. Y'all have not seen this in a while. It is on 25 count easy grid. I've changed my ways a little bit, my little pathways. This is US travel shelf. This is from Amy Stewart. I am doing it 1/1 full cross, and I'm really tickled with how this is turning out. I hope you guys are liking this too, because it's going to be out next year as well, because I'm really enjoying the stitching on this. So US travel shelf got 2,699 stitches, and this is where we are. So I started this, I was all on the diagonal, and then I was talking to one of my friends, Sue, and we've been in a group that we're showing our pictures to each other to kind of keep each other motivated, and she showed me hers, and she's doing hers, by book. So doing it by book makes more sense to me. So I am transitioning. You can see I'm starting to do away with this, is I'm transitioning and going by the book, because look at how neat that looks. How cool is that? Look. Okay, everybody, quick, look. Let me see if I can do something with this light. I don't know. Maybe I need to bring it this way some more. Let's driving me nuts. I'm getting that shadow. It might be shadowing from the light above me. All right, so, you can't see the top of the shelf. Let me loosen it just a little bit so you can see it. I should have loosened it anyway. I don't usually put it away, not tight. So, got some icicles, stalactites. This is a cave. I'm not sure what that says there. Montana, maybe. But I know it says Land of 1,000 Lakes. And a book, and you got the suitcase, and I'm just really, see the airplane down here, and I started on the next row of shelves, basically because my end bars were wide enough, I just had kept going, and now I find myself dangling, so that's how come I got kind of turned the top up a little bit so I could be a little bit more organized, right? So, this one will be a project you will see next year. Are you seeing a trend? I numbered these and I can't remember, but I think I touched like 14 whips this time. And finally, the last of the Mohicans, Stargazer. Stargazer is a limited edition from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's one of my husband's all-time favorites. It is the one that will get the most progress going into 2025. I have decided it is in my Tiffany bag with my constellations from Black Cat X Stitchery. And this one is on 25 count easy grid. I did 500 stitches. I believe the artist is Jeff Haney, but because it's a limited edition, when I printed out the front page on this, it didn't say, it just said limited edition. So, but I think it's Jeff Haney. And without further ado, this is where we are. Check it out. So I finished, I think I ended over here last time, and so I did this over. I got 500 stitches, which is what I needed, and then I put it away. But I'm going to go across, and then another one, probably do one more row, and then it'll be time to roll down the top or go with wider end bars, which I do have some wider end bars, which I may just do wider end bars on this, because then I can still see all my constellations. It's been a lot of fun. This is it is a fun stitch. If it ever does come out again, I would recommend it. If you've not seen it, I'll try and insert pictures. I'm not very good at this editing thing. I'm doing my best, but okay. That is all of my whips. Whew, and it is hot up in here. All right, so let's talk about things. My grandkids were over last weekend. I believe it was last weekend. Had them over. We did some dinosaur digging, some firing Nerf things at each other, dodging Nerf things. We were drawing, painting, watching cartoons. It was quite the extravaganza. I also wanted to tell you, Grace Notes retreat for next year. The dates are August 7th through the 10th. The sign-ups will open up tomorrow morning. How she does this is if you went last year, you were asked, if you're going again, you filled out a Google form to secure your spot so she could see what spots were left so that she could open those up to new people. So tomorrow, she has opened them up to new people. So October 1st at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, that will open up. If you are interested in going to Grace Notes Fabrics Retreat, I will be there. I know Hannah from Hannah Dowling Stitches will also be there. I know Corinne and Colleen from Grace Notes Fabrics will be there. Look them up on Facebook. Grace Notes, their retreat. Talk to any of the 150 people that went last year. I think everybody had a splendid time. There's not a lot of spots left that are open that people didn't sign up to go again this year, so go for it. What is happening a little bit more emergent? Let's see, not emergent. This past month, I also went to the Villa Maria Spirituality Center, where a group of about 25 women get together twice a year, and they do a retreat there. It's wonderful. It's relaxing. It's so nice. And when I say a retreat, it's not like the Grace Notes Fabric Retreat. It's more of like a stitch in with friends. That's what I'm going to call it, a stitch in with friends. This coming weekend, I'm going to Ohio for the Western PA, Eastern Ohio Facebook group is having their stitch in at the hotel. Last I checked, there was 1 or 2 people that had to cancel, so there was some spots open. If you're not part of that group on Facebook, I encourage you to join us. We are doing events. As far as like right now, I'm running the USA Challenge that we're going to be running over the next year and a half, maybe longer, depending on how much fun everybody's having with it. We also do every other week events. So each of our events goes for 2 weeks that have different things. I've been kind of playing around to see what people like. So I've done things with prompts. I've done things that are like acrostics. I've done things that are just stitch what you want when you want kind of stuff. So I'm just kind of seeing where people's interests are. It's not a big challenge. I say that loosely. It's not a big challenge group, but it is a group that does offer some challenges for new people that are just trying to dip their toe in. So, and it's a great way to make friends. So let's see. There's also some games out there, like I've already talked about. Jen has a Monopoly game, but my friend Marianne has been talking to me, and she's doing something with Dungeons and Dragon dice, and I think that's pretty cool. So if you're a Dungeons and Dragon person, she's got her son's dice, and she's able to roll them. She has her projects put into slots. She's rolling the dice to pick the project and rolling a different dice to be able to tell her how many stitches she needs to do on that project. It's kind of cool, but I thought it was pretty neat. So my total stitches for September was 15,556 stitches. My total stitches for year to date as of today, and this is before I do stitches tonight, so my number for September is going to change a little bit, but not by much. I have 135,220 stitches. My goal is to do 200,000. So, hence this board. I took these boards. Remember these boards? These project boards. WIPGO, I failed at WIPGO, so we just won't talk about that. But I had my starts, my finishes, and then I had my goal stitching. And the last time I marked this, we were at 100,000 stitches. So I decided that I would leave mine up here at 100,000 stitches, and we will mark it together. On this side of the board is my spinner game. So the spinner game, basically this is what I did. I listed my whips, and I took my tiny decision wheel, and I have 2,000 in here 8 times. I have 1,000 in here 8 times. I have 500 in here 6 times. I believe there's 14 project slots. And these are projects that I have decided that I want to make progress on, because it's all about the progress. So I have a column. I'm going to see if we can get you in here any closer. I'm going to try and see if I can get you up here closer. I don't know if I can. So why don't we wait? Okay. So I brought you in here a little bit closer. See how this works. So what I have is my number that I spun. The next column would be the stitches I did. Then the next column is my quarterly goal. So if I meet my quarter goal, that project now doesn't get a spin until next quarter. What will happen is those stitches may get put into a new start. It might turn into a bigger focus on something else to get it closer. It might be one that I haven't touched yet. As you can see, some of these were not touched this month. So when I roll today, for any of them that I didn't touch in September, I'm going to be adding on that new roll to what I had left, if that makes sense. And I know you're seeing that glare from my overhead light. I can't help that. So the red column is the quarterly goal and what I wanted to do for each quarter on these projects that will get them closer to a finish. And then I made a balance. So I know how much is left before me to meet that quarterly goal. So I did a tiny decision wheel, and I have my tiny decision wheel set so that if I roll, it won't repeat the roll. And I wanted to do it with you guys here to keep me accountable, number one. And number two, because if you wanted to play along and you have a list of your own projects, why don't you play along with me and see what happens over the next month and see what projects you're able to reach those goals on. So, here we go. Here's my tiny decision wheel. Let me get my eraser. Let me get my marker. Okay. And I just started at the top. So, Alligator Girl, we did something with it. So I'm going to go ahead and erase my X's. I'm going to erase this. That's a clean spin. We're going to see what it is. Once it comes up once, it goes away. Ooh, 2,000 stitches for this month. Well, that's definitely going to put me over my quarter goal, but that's okay. That's a bonus, right? 2,000 stitches. Amazing Animal Kingdom. Amazing Animal Kingdom I did not touch. So whatever I rolled, I'm going to have to put on for 1,000 stitches. So 1,000 and 1,000. Animal Kingdom just turned into 2,000 stitches for the month of October. For me. Because I haven't touched it. Chocolate, more chocolate. I didn't touch it last month. We got 500. Last month I rolled 1,000 and I didn't touch it. So now it's going to become 1,500 stitches for me for the month of October. Ooh. Dressed Monkey. I touched it. I reached my goal. So I'm going to take that number out. This is a clean spin for the monkey. What's the monkey get? 500 stitches. 500 stitches. Huckleberry. I did not touch Huckleberry and it rolled a 2,000 last month. So let's see what we get this month. Ooh, 1,000. So Huckleberry will now get 3,000 stitches in the month of October. Ooh, no stress. Land of the Free. I met my goal. I exceeded it. So that's a free spin. We're going to see Land of the Free. 500 stitches on Land of the Free. Okay, Little House Neighborhood. I did not touch that one either. So we're going to add 500 to whatever we roll. Ooh, adding another 500. That makes Little House Neighborhood 1,000 stitches. Okay, now I have miscellaneous. Now I made the goal for miscellaneous just an arbitrary 5,000 stitches because I don't want to go over and spend all my time doing miscellaneous. This was the ornaments. This is the crispy bacon, the deadly aquarium. So we're going to take all of that out. Give me a clean slate of miscellaneous. Those are those projects that didn't fall on my list. Okay, those little hand projects, you know, that you grab and go running with. So we'll see what I get. I don't care if I meet this goal, but we'll just put it on there. 1,000 stitches. So if I do that, then there will be no more miscellaneous stitches for me for this quarter because that's going to reach that goal. So, all right, next up is Moons Out. It had a 2,000 goal last month that I did not get to. So this month, you're going to be seeing 3,000 on Moons Out, Brooms Out. Wowies owsies. Phantom, I did not get to last month, so we're going to add 500. So Phantom is going to get 1,500 this month. 1,000, I'll just add yeah, that looks dorky. Let me fix that. 1,500 stitches. Seeking Refuge. I did reach my goal. What do we got here? 2,000 stitches. I will definitely have a finish of that one for sure. 2,000 stitches. That's going to put me over my quarterly goal, and that's going to make that a finish. Stargazer, the goal was 500. I reached that goal, so we get a clean spin this month. Stargazer is going to get 1,000 stitches. So here's something for you to think about. Stargazer, my quarterly goal for Stargazer is 10,000 stitches. So if I have extra time, I'm going to be putting some extra stitches into that one. A Tisket a Tasket was a sal that I was supposed to start with Nancy, a Disorderly Stitcher. I have not started it yet. I did roll for it 500 stitches, so I'm going to add to that this month. So it's going to get 2,500 stitches. Oh, yay. Crystal, you doing the math here? Am I going to be able to do all these stitches? I know Crystal's got the math worked out already. In US Travel Shelf, I exceeded my goal. So, this is a clean spin for the US Travel Shelf. 1,000 stitches. So, this is my October spin-off. As you can tell, even like with US Travel Shelf, tilt that down a little bit, I have 1,000 stitches. To reach my quarterly goal, I would need 2,101 stitches because my quarterly goal is 4,800 stitches. So I could still spin this again for next month. However, Seeking Refuge, I'm probably going to be done. So this may be the spot that I put that Once Upon a Fairy Tale in that I want to stitch with my friend Lydia and Carla. So I may put that in that spot and use it because I think Seeking Refuge will be done well before 2,000 stitches. I'm pretty certain. Okay, let me grab one more thing. So that's my spinning game. Oopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie. I'd like to know if you're interested in you would want to do something like that. Grab your projects. Maybe you don't have 14 projects up there. Maybe you have 5. Maybe you want to take my top 5 spins. But I think it'd be fun. But we also need to update over here. So let's get rid of our starts and our finishes, because we are starting a new month, right? And we want to keep our starts down, right? I do have a couple retreats in October, get-togethers with friends. I'm going to New York for one with some friends, and I'm going to Ohio for one. So that'll be lots of stitches, right? That's what I'm hoping for. And we have our thermometer. 135,220. So we're going to take this up to 130,000, which is right there. And we're just going to go ahead and fill this in. My goal is to get up to that magical 200,000. I'm going to need some hefty stitching, I think, to reach that. But my temperature gauge is growing, so I'll take it, right? Every bit helps. Put that back. Excuse me, sorry. It's very hot up here. The other thing you will see is I found these little things at Dollar Tree. They were like $1.25. They're little metals. And I used it to put some of my needle minders on them that I had. So they're all kind of in one space. And I could see this spot from my stitching spot. So I just hung those up with my needle minders, giving you the grand tour. Some of them people have sent me or gifted me. This one's got some of my markers on it. Some of them I got in exchanges. So it's just kind of I have a couple more to put up. I haven't put up yet. I just have them on there like with command strips. And I know my boards aren't even. They were, but this one keeps falling down on me. And I don't know why. My husband says maybe it's heavier than this one because they are not the same when I thought they were. So if it falls down one more time, it's not going back up. I'm going to go back and buy one like this and put it up because I've not had any problems with this whatsoever. And they're just basically command stripped on. But I'm just tired of this one going up and falling down. And the last time I put it up, I apparently wasn't paying attention and I didn't even them up. So, okay. And behind me, you can see my Stitchy Goodness stuff, right? My shelf, my animals, all my projects. Okay, that's enough of a tour of my mess. All right, guys. Well, I think that's it. I hope that's it. I am reading a book by Kristen Hanna. called The Women. It's a really good book if you're interested. It has to do with a nurse in Vietnam, and it's a good story. I mean, it's fictional, but it definitely could be non-fictional easily enough. I mean, it's very realistic, but I really like it. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, send me an email, join our Facebook group, Western PA, Eastern Ohio Cross Stitch group on Facebook, and say some prayers for our friends that are being impacted with this hurricane and the flooding that followed. And let's pray there's not a strike at our shipping ports, because that could be a thing too. And other than that, have some happy stitching time. Relax, enjoy things. Enjoy every day as it comes. And I'll see you later. Bye.